Hello BookTube, Sarah here, and welcome to my channel. Today I am coming to you with a weekend reading vlog. It is the Create Your Own Readathon weekend, and as I am trying to do, I am, or have been trying to do, I am vlogging the Create Your Own Readathon weekends, and this is a long weekend. I did not realize that when I kind of put my, picked the dates and stuff like that for the readathon, because I picked them all in December. I didn't realize that this was Easter weekend. So today, Friday, it is the 19th of April, and it's about 9:30 in the morning. It is a stat holiday here in Canada, so I have the day off of work, which is a big bonus. I have been looking forward to this. I've needed a break. It's nice to have a long weekend. If you can hear the noise in the background, Garrett's printing on his 3D printer. So over the course of the weekend, maybe I shall show you some of the things that he has been making, or is making, I should say. And he's also currently playing with the cat. Both the cats are watching, but only Bernard seems to be really participating in this play. Gordon is more just, yeah, you just fling that thing around, that's fine. I might chase it if I want to. So, I am not, I know I had at least one viewer say to me that they were going to start the readathon today, which is perfectly fine. You know, if you have the day off as well and you wanted to start it on Friday, that is perfectly acceptable. But I am actually just going to do it on Saturday and Sunday, like count my hours for Saturday and Sunday. Although I do plan on getting a lot of reading done today, or I've already gotten a bit of reading done this morning, but I am going to be busy for the rest of today, like a good chunk of today. And then, sorry if you can hear like the jingle balls and stuff. And tomorrow we've got something to do, and Sunday as well. So, it's gonna be a relaxing weekend, but it's not going to be a just sitting around in our jammies kind of weekend. Today, in about a half an hour, I have to go jump in the shower, because I am heading over to Bingo, with my mom. Yes, we are going to go. It is open on Good Friday. I said that to my mom yesterday. I'm like, are they open today? And Mom's like, yeah, the only day that they close is for the morning on Christmas Day. Like, they don't have, like, the morning session. Like, I think they only have the noon session on Christmas. But that is the only time that they are closed. So, you know, they are open today. So we're going to go and just, hang out this afternoon for a bit. And then when I get home from that, I actually plan on filming my videos for this week. Because I've been filming my videos on Friday, and that has really been working out well for me. And because I've got the day off, I can do it at any time that I really want to. So I thought I'd get it done this afternoon, and then I've got the whole rest of the evening to relax and enjoy. There's hockey on tonight, there's baseball on tonight. My poor Red Sox are doing such a horrible job. Damn Yankees. But I will be watching baseball tonight. And then tomorrow, on Saturday, we are actually the family's getting together at my mom's house, and we're doing Chinese food for Easter dinner, because why not? As my mom said, she's like, who really feels like doing all that cooking? And there are not a lot of us. I mean, there's me and my husband, my parents, my dad's brother and sister, and my brother and sister-in-law, and my niece and nephew. So really that's it. We do not have a lot of people who come over. So we're just going to order Chinese, we're going to visit, and so that's going to be nice. We're not going to be going over till after lunch, and it won't be a late night or anything like that. Like, we should be home by 6 or something like that. And then on Sunday, depending on how I do today at Bingo, I'm probably going to go back to Bingo with Mom, so that's exciting. I do love Bingo, and, I could run into problems as a gambler. I come from a long line of gamblers. My mom's dad loved the horse races. My grandmother, my dad's mom, loved the casino. Oh my God, she loved the casino. So yeah, it's in my blood, but I know my limits. And bingo's one of those things where you like pay your money, and it's not like you're constantly still shelling out more money. It's not like going to the casino where you're constantly dropping money into a slot machine, or you're like throwing money on a table for like some game or something like that. So, I only go when I can afford it, and, things are okay right now, so I enjoy going, and if I win more than I spend, I consider it a good day, so that's a good thing. So anyway, so far, reading update for this morning. I mean, I'm not counting it for the readathon, but of course I'm going to share with you what I'm reading, and I left it over there. I just finished, I'll put a picture of it up here. I just this morning finished A Distant Heart by Sonalia Dev. I really enjoyed it. I ended up giving it 4 stars. I'm not going to talk a lot about it right here because did finish it today, so I'm going to be talking about it in my weekly reading update. My weekly reads video that's going to go up on Saturday. So you guys are going to see that before you see this. So I'm not going to mention it here because I will have already mentioned it. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's what I am currently, that's what I just finished. It was really good. Like I said, really enjoyable. I'll talk more about it in my other video. So, next, I still have about a half an hour or so before I have to jump in the shower. So I'm going to sit here and get a little bit of knitting done. I've got my socks that I'm working on. And then I am going to... and while I'm knitting on my socks, I'm going to listen to my audiobook, which I'm currently listening to Unsung Hero by Suzanne Brockelman, I think it is. This is book number 1 in the Troubleshooter series. And this is a series I've owned some of the books. I may have read a couple of them later on in the series, but this is a longer audiobook. It's like 15 hours. So I'm about 40% of the way through it at this point. So I think my goal is to finish it this weekend. So that's a good thing. And yeah, so that's really all that I have right now for an update. I will talk to you guys this afternoon, probably after I've shot my videos, or maybe while I'm on my way to bingo. Who knows? I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. Happy Saturday. I failed yesterday. I absolutely meant to film at least one more clip yesterday, but that did not happen, so I do apologize for that. This is probably why I don't vlog that much anymore. I forget, honestly. So anyway, like I said, it's Saturday today. It is the 20th of April, and it is the first day of the April Create Your Own Readathon for April of 2019. It is about 10:30 in the morning. Garrett and I have been very productive this morning. I've half finished editing the video I filmed yesterday, which is my weekly reads that's going to go up later today. I want to get it done and uploaded, like to start uploading by like 12 or 1, because we're going to my mom's for Easter dinner, and I want to let that kind of upload while I'm out. So it's not going up at like 5, 6, 7 o'clock tonight. But yeah, so I've been doing that, and I have been knitting away on my sock while I edit my video. I'm almost done. I've got about another 2 more inches to do on it, so I should get that done probably tomorrow. And then we went to, well, yeah, so I did that. I started editing the vlog. Then we went off to Walmart and did our grocery shopping, and I may have bought a new book at Walmart for 40% off. I debated on showing you guys, but you'll have to wait till next week, till my next weekly reads. But I will show it then. And now we're home, and I'm gonna actually have some belated breakfast. We're having dinner around like 4 o'clock this afternoon. So I don't want to have anything big because I don't want to not be hungry. And Garrett's here. Say hi, Garrett. There you go. He's playing with his 3D printer. I gotta show you guys. He made something for my mom. He did this last night. He made her, sorry for the scraping. He made her one of those cats that like waves. And a wavy cat? Is that what you're saying? A lucky cat. Yeah, that's it. Chinese lucky cat. And it's for her bingo bag. So she can take it to bingo and it can be... Isn't that adorable? I really, really love it. I think it's so cute. But yeah, so he just made her that yesterday or last night. So anyway, so we still have like 3 or 4 hours before we have to leave. Like I said, I want to finish editing the video. Oh yeah, the book. I was going to show you guys, but I think I'll make you guys wait. So reading. What have I gotten done reading-wise? Not much, guys. I've read for about 10 minutes so far today. I have no idea what I put my total down at. It might have been like 8 hours. So I shall see. Right now, the longest clip of this, because I do my weekly reads in parts because I can't film the entire thing in one go. I think I've mentioned this before because my editing software will only edit so much of a video at a time. It's a free copy. Like if I had to pay for it, it's pretty expensive. So I go within their guidelines and I try not to film for longer than like 15 minutes and then I kind of pause it or stop the video and then I start like a new clip and then I can edit. So anyway, this happened to be the longest little bit that the very end that I was talking. And so I'm just waiting for that to kind of export and then I've got to put all 3 pieces together. again, this doesn't bother me. I actually really enjoy editing because I get to sit and kind of relax because I don't heavily edit. I don't sit there and every like time I like right now, like forget something. I don't edit that out. You know, I want these to be real. I want this to be like a conversation. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, so yeah, I'm working on that right now. And like I said, it doesn't bother me to do it because while this is exporting or whatever it needs to do, I'll be listening to my audiobook and knitting some more on my sock. So yeah, so I've only gotten about 10 minutes of reading done so far today, but I do promise I will do another update tonight before yeah, at the end of the day, and let you guys know what my kind of total was for the day, at least. I have no horse in this race, if you will. Like, I'm the one putting this readathon on. So for like the whole winner's circle kind of an idea, to use the horse racing analogy, I'm not up for any prizes because I'm the one giving the prize. So it doesn't matter how many hours I get done, but we'll see where I end up at the end of the weekend. But anyway, guys, that is it. I will let you go, and I will talk to you later today. Bye, guys.
The cat is getting rolled.
Not for his clothes or his shoes.
Any of you who have cats, do your cats enjoy these? What are those, Garrett? Is that a lint?
Lint remover.
Lint remover. He loves it. If you pull that thing out, he jumps up and wants it.
And he wants to bite everything that comes.
Hey? Who's Handsome Goran?
Yeah, let's roll some of this loose hair off your bum.
I'm not filming that. Hey.
It's like, fat man. Whoa, buddy. A little too close there, bud. But there's just hair right there, and I don't want to touch it with my hand.
Hey. Who's a good boy?
Look, sir. Look at how static you are.
Who's a good boy?
It's like you're at the science center and touch the ball.
There's a good boy.
What do you need?
Oh, you're so weird. You're so weird. You're a cat. What am I saying?
Hi, everybody. It is Saturday night. It's about 11:15, and I am getting ready. Actually, I'm going to be heading to bed soon because I am exhausted. But I wanted to pop in with a quick reading update for today. I did not get nearly the amount of reading done that I wanted to get done today, because it is the Easter weekend. We did family things this afternoon. We were over at my parents' place with my parents, my aunt and uncle, and I mentioned this earlier, my niece and nephew. So, sitting there with your nose buried in a book while you're visiting with family isn't exactly polite. Even though my family would totally understand. And I mean, I hate to say this, but like my brother and sister-in-law, or my niece especially, she was sitting there on her Switch, like the game thingy McBobber, I don't know. And my sister-in-law was like on her phone the whole time, so me reading a book probably wouldn't have been that weird, but that's not how my mother raised me. But anyway, sorry. Nothing bothers me more than people who spend 80% of their time staring at their phone or their tablet. It bothers the heck out of me when you're in a social setting. If you are at home and you're by yourself, or you're on your lunch break, or you're on the bus, or not if you're driving, but you know what I mean, that's a totally different ballgame. But if you are in a social setting, I don't get it. I just don't understand. I mean, I am a generation who grew up without cell phones. I did not get a cell phone until I was in my 20s. I had a pager when I was like 16 or 17. I remember my dad like lost his mind because as he put it, there are only two types of people who have pagers: doctors and drug dealers. And he says, I don't think you're a doctor. I wasn't the other one either. But like everybody I knew had a pager, so I wanted one too. And like I said, I didn't get a cell phone until I was in my 20s, when I started like having an quote unquote adult job where I traveled. I actually used to drive. My first job, like in a corporate environment, I drove 2 hours each way. So I was in the car for 3 to 4 hours every day. So, it was kind of, in a way, a necessity. And, I can remember not being tethered to a phone. I can remember, like, my first Nokia cell phone that, there were no games on it. The only game was that worm game. Does anybody else remember that thing? And it boggles my mind now that, my nephew, of course, he's almost 18 months old. Or no, he's over 18 months old because he'll be 2 in June. So he's running around. I mean, he's a little boy, right? And finally, he sat down next to my sister-in-law, and she pulls out the tablet and puts on Paw Patrol. And I'm like, really? How about you get up and play with your kid? Again, I'm not going to get into a whole parenting thing. I'm not a parent, as I've been told. And, I shouldn't express my thoughts on how other people should raise their children. That's fine. I'm just making a statement. Anyway, this went off on a whole other rant. Sorry. So as I was saying, reading in a social setting is not generally, done. But I did bring my knitting, which you can absolutely do in a social setting because I can knit and talk to people. I can still look at you. I can still carry on a full conversation with you while I'm knitting. So that I think is perfectly proper. Like if you're doing some sort of crafting, you're knitting or you're quilting or crocheting or something like that. But reading or looking at your phone, not so much. So like I said, not as much reading today as I wanted to. I got about 3 hours, little over 3 hours in total, I think. Most of my reading today, which, I mean, you're like, wow, that's a lot for someone who didn't get a lot of reading done. But I didn't get a lot of physical book reading done. Those 2.5 hours, 2.5 of those hours that I got done were on my audiobook. Because I was editing my my weekly reads that finally got posted. Oh my gosh, I'm so mad at myself. So, as you're gonna laugh at me because this is the second week in a row that I've done this, and I'm like, dummy. So I've mentioned before how I edit. So I run it through one program to put all the pretty pictures in, and then I run all the clips through Windows Movie Maker to patch them together. And then I use that because it's so much easier to use than the other program that I use. The other one's a little bit more technical, and all I really use it for is adding in the pictures. Because you can't do that with Windows Movie Maker, which, kind of bothers me, but whatever. And so I patch everything together, and then I put my beginning, like my little intro part in, and then I put my outro part in where I put those images that I do of every book that I read over the course of that week, along with the star ratings. So I put it all together and I set it to export, right? And the exporting, because these are like hour-long videos, can take a little bit of time. They can take upwards of an hour or so to export. So we were sitting here and we were getting ready to go, and I said to Garrett, I said, give me 10 more minutes. This is almost done exporting, and then I can set it to upload while I was going to be out, right? At my parents' place. And I thought it can upload to YouTube, and by the time we get home, it'll be uploaded, and life will be great, right? So when I started exporting it, I wasn't thinking, and I went into, like, I have all my files and stuff saved in, on file folders on my desktop, right? And because I'm now going to be using those end things at the end of my month-end wrap-ups, I was moving them into a separate folder, so I wouldn't forget to do that later, and I wouldn't just delete them by accident. So I moved them over. So the video goes through the entire hour of exporting, and then I get a pop-up saying it failed because those last images had been moved from their original location. So I had to do it all over again. That part of putting the video together in Windows Movie Maker maybe takes me 5 or 10 minutes to do. Just adding the beginning, doing my proper clips, like at the beginning and ending of each of the, the little clips that I do or whatever, and then adding those end pieces in. That really doesn't take me very long, 5 to 10 minutes to do. But the fact then that it now needed another hour to export again, and I thought, well, I'm not going to sit around here and wait. We got to get to my mom's. So I let it do that. And then when we got home at about, 5 o'clock, I think, tonight, then I uploaded it to YouTube. So it didn't actually get posted, I think, until about 9 o'clock tonight. Next week, because I have my friend coming on Friday, I think what I might do is actually film that video on Thursday night, and then start editing it on Thursday night, and then get it up so it's up on Saturday. So we shall see where I'm at. Sorry, car outside with really bright headlights. So yeah, so we went to my mom's. We had a really nice dinner. We had Chinese food. It was quite yummy. I love Chinese food. And then Garrett and I left, and we actually went over to Value Village because, oh, I didn't mention this. He has a job interview on Monday, so fingers crossed for Garrett. So we went over to Value Village because A, I wanted to look at books, and B, he wanted to see if he could find a pair of pants that fit him. Like dressier pants than just, the track pants that he wears every day. One doesn't really want to go to a job interview wearing track pants, even if they are his fancy track pants. Because he's got fancy track pants. He's nodding at me. So anyway, so we did that. I did get some books. Again, I'm not going to show you guys what I got. You're going to have to wait till next week. Then we came home and I watched the baseball game, and we won. Yay. And then, so as I was letting my video upload to YouTube, I went on to Goodreads and I checked the Romance Readers Reading Group on Goodreads, and the May Challenge has been posted, so yay! So guess who put together her TBR for May? This girl. I am super, super stoked. A lot of good books I'm going to be reading in May. A lot of them are going to be print books, you guys, like actual legit print books. I'm very excited. So, yeah, so anyway, back to the whole reading 10 minutes into this clip. So, like I said, the majority of the reading that I got done today was on my audiobook, which is Unsung Hero by Suzanne Brockelman, the first book in the Troubleshooter series. Really enjoying it. I don't have much more to say on it. I think I didn't talk about what the premise of this book is in this clip, but, or in this vlog, but, essentially the Troubleshooters are a Navy SEAL team, and it is kind of their nickname, and they are, their kind of leader. At the very beginning of the book, he was injured, in an explosion, and he spent several weeks in a coma, and he's now back home in this small town in New England, in Boston. I think it's just outside of Salem. And he's kind of recuperating, and there is some suspicious activity going on. There's a man he thinks he's seeing around town, but he's not sure if he's actually seeing this guy or whether or not this is a result of his accident. So along with that storyline, and of course he's also it's also a second chance romance because the woman, there's a woman there who she kind of had a crush on him in high school. She was a number of years younger than him. And they never actually, shouldn't even really say it's a second chance romance, but they did know each other when they were in high school. And they're kind of developing a relationship again. And then there's a secondary plot line with his niece named Mallory, who is working with this kid, like she's only 18, and she's working with this other 18-year-old guy who draws graphic novels. And he's using her as a model for his graphic novel, as like a female high school superhero. So that's pretty cool. And then the third plot line that's kind of running through this is about Tom, that's our main character, the gentleman who was injured. His uncle and his uncle's best friend both served in the army in World War II. And you're getting almost this backstory that takes place during the Second World War. So you're hearing like a lot from their perspective, but it's going back in time to that time, to when they rescued a bunch of children, and there's this whole thing behind it. It's a really good book, and I'm really, really enjoying it. It's a longer audiobook. It's 15 and a half hours, I think. But I'm flying through it relatively quickly. My goal is to get it finished tomorrow. So the only other little bit of reading that I got done, and literally little bit, like I maybe read this for a half an hour today, is Only Mine by Susan Mallory. This is the fourth book in the Fool's Gold series, excuse me. And in this story, so the town of Fool's Gold, so this entire series is set in the same small town. So these can be read as standalone novels. They're more, I always like to say, like, these kind of books are more companion series than they are series. So, you can jump around, you are meeting up with characters in other books and stuff like that, but the story arc, there's no, like, story arc that goes through these books. You can read them for what they are. But anyway, the town of Fool's Gold is in California, at the foothills of the Sierra Nevada mountains, and they have a man shortage in town. There are far more women than men who happen to live in this town. And in the first book in the series, it's mentioned that this girl in university uses their town as part of her thesis for university, and then it ends up getting picked up by like these major newspapers. Now Hollywood has come knocking on their door, and they are filming a reality TV show, kind of Bachelor style in a way, but you're putting like different couples together, so it's not like one guy picking through all these girls. It's these different couples. So yeah, our main character is Dakota in this book, and she is working with the producer on the show, And then Finn is our male lead, and he has come down from Alaska because his two younger brothers, who are both over the age of, like, they're both 20 years old, so they're legally adults and can make their own decisions. They dropped out of their final year of university to come on this show because the one brother, it's a set of twins, he wants to make it big in show business, and the other brother just wants out of this very small town in Alaska that they live in. So Finn is trying to convince them to leave. Like, he can't force them out because they are adults, but he's trying desperately to force them to leave. And then the director's like, well, you know, and he's even gone to the director and the producer, and he's like, listen, do something. I want to take them home. And, you know, so he kind of convinces them, well, they're twins. These guys are going to be great on this show. This is exactly what we're looking for. And says, you know, why don't you stick around in town and kind of help us out on the show? He's actually a pilot. That's his job. He flies goods in and out, like, through the Arctic Circle and stuff like that. So they offered to hire him as, like, a pilot during the show. And so that's how he's going to stick around in town. And, of course, there's going to end up being a relationship with Dakota. I am only about 75 pages of the way through this. I'm not very far at all. But I do plan on getting a good chunk of this read tomorrow. I'd like to get to here. So I do have pages marked. So I want to get, like, that read tomorrow. So we shall see. But yeah, I'm hoping tomorrow for a lot more reading time. I don't have any videos to edit tomorrow or anything at all like that. I'm just going to sit around in the morning, and then I'm going to bingo again with my mom in the afternoon. But I should be back around 3 o'clock, so then that'll give me the entire evening to sit and read. So that is part of my plan. But anyway, guys, longer clip. Hope that's cool. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Hi guys, little car vlog this morning. It is not Sunday, it is actually Monday because I failed at vlogging. I got busy yesterday and I was out with my mom in the afternoon, and then I came home and I think I've mentioned this. I have a friend coming up from New Hampshire this coming weekend for the Toronto Knitters Frolic, and I know I was not going to get any videos filmed next weekend. Because normally I film my videos on Fridays, you know, worst case scenario, sometime on Saturday or Sunday. And I thought I already had, like, all my information of what I was going to be filming for next week. So I thought, why don't I just film it, like, yesterday afternoon, and then it's done, and then I can worry about editing it later. I can edit it next weekend. Like, my friend's going to be, she's coming in on Friday night, and she's going to be leaving early Sunday morning because she has to work on Monday. So Sunday's going to be her drive day back to New Hampshire. So anyway, I thought that'll give me lots of time to edit and all those things, as long as I get them filmed. That's sometimes, like, you know, not the hardest part, but the part that you really have to sit down to do, whereas editing, you can kind of bop in and out of doing it. So I ended up doing that. So that took me a couple hours yesterday afternoon. And then I was so tired. I just did not sleep well all weekend. I've been, you know, a little anxious and stuff like that. Two big things I mentioned in my last weekly reads video, the one that went up on Saturday, that my dad has surgery on Wednesday. So I've been thinking about that. And then my husband this morning, on Monday morning, has a job interview. So, you know, I've kind of had both those things, kind of a good thing and a bad thing, or a scary thing, I should say, both, you know, in the back of my mind. So I didn't sleep that great this weekend. I was going to bed at like 11 o'clock at night, and I'd be getting up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, and I couldn't sleep. And then this morning I woke up with a really bad headache, and I had planned on working from home this morning so I could take Garrett to his job interview, because it was about a 20-minute drive from where we live. And my thing was, you know, he could have taken the bus, and that's a non-issue. But because it's an interview, I really did not want to chance him being late, and he was feeling the same way. So we actually decided that I would work from home this morning, and then take him into his interview and drop him off, and then he would bus it home. And then I would go to work and work the rest of the afternoon from the office. Well, that's, like I said, massive headache this morning. I actually slept in. I think my body just needed the sleep. So I kind of, you know, relaxed a bit this morning, and his interview is it's 11 o'clock right now, and he's in his interview right now. I'm actually sitting around the corner from the place where he's interviewing. It's in an industrial area, but there's this little car park here because right across from me is Lake Ontario. Like, I'm staring at Lake Ontario right now. If I had more time, I would get out of the car and go for a walk. Maybe I will. Maybe I will anyway and include it at the end of this just for something a little bit more interesting than just me sitting here talking to a camera. But it's really gray and overcast today, so it's not exactly like pretty, but they've got a park and stuff over there that I'm looking at right now. So it's a nice little area down here actually. But anyway, so he's in the interview right now, so keep your fingers crossed, please. I will of course update if we have any news for my weekly reads this coming week, which I will be filming Thursday night instead of Friday night. So I looked, and you know, for the books I want to finish, I shouldn't actually be finishing anything on Friday, so I won't have anything, you know, to add to it on the Friday. So it'll just be, I'll be filming it a day early, but it'll still go up on Saturday. So that's my game plan. But anyway, I'm rambling. So the Create Your Own Readathon this weekend, I didn't do too badly, you guys. I got 7.5 hours of reading done this weekend, and I only counted Saturday and Sunday. So that's not too shabby. The majority of what I got finished was, or got read, excuse me, was audiobooks. I did finish an audiobook. I finished Unsung Hero, which I think I mentioned already. And I started a new audiobook, and that is Sworn to Silence by Linda Castellano, I think. The picture of it, of course, will be up here. This is one for my Amish in April readathon book. I did start it early. I started it on Sunday. Yeah, I started it yesterday. Even though the readathon doesn't start officially till today, but that's okay. And so far I'm enjoying it. I'm about now, because I was listening to some of it this morning too, I'm about 7 hours into it now, and it's really creepy. I mean, this is not your sweet Amish story. It's about a serial killer, essentially, and the chief of police in this very small, you know, community. It's not an Amish community. It is an Amish community, but there are other people who live there. So it's Amish and non-Amish who live in this little town of, I think it's called Painter's Creek or something like that. She is former Amish. She grew up Amish, and then she left the church when she was like 18 and went to the city, and then eventually became a police officer, and now she's back. They hired her because of her being formerly Amish. She can interact very well with the Amish community. So there is a killer who has killed both Amish and non-Amish women. So yeah, it's very, very creepy, and I'm really enjoying it. And I know some people in my last, when I mentioned I was going to read it for my TBR for the Amish in April, several people said that they had read it and that it was really good. So far I'm really enjoying it. And yeah, so I will definitely have a full update for that when I do my weekly reads this week. Other than that, I've been reading Only Mine by Susan Mallory, which is the 4th book in the Fool's Gold series. I'm still making my way through that one. And yeah, that's pretty much about it for the reading. Oh, and I also finished yesterday, or was it this morning? No, I finished it this morning, because I only had like a chapter or so left on it, and I just finished it off this morning. Was Her Texas Ex by Kathleen Cabrera, which is the 1st book in the Dangerous Delaney series. So it was a relatively short book. I counted it as a novella because it's only 150 pages. And I think 150 pages is like pretty much the cutoff between novella and novel. So I counted it as a novella. But it's pretty much a second chance romance about a woman who left town when she graduated high school to the big city, and she became a model, and now she's back in town because her mother is sick, and of course she's run into her ex-boyfriend, and you know, it's an atypical story, but it's really good. So anyway, I haven't absolutely decided yet. The parking lot looks pretty busy over there, which is why I parked over here, because I knew I was going to be filming in my car, and I didn't want, you know, like people going like, what is she doing? I am a little self-conscious about that. But anyway, maybe I will just maybe pull up a little closer, or maybe I'll, you know what? I think I'm just going to turn the camera around so you guys can kind of see what I'm looking at, because I don't think there'll be much more to see if I go down there. Like I said, it's a really gray and overcast day today. So anyway, that is all for this vlog, you guys. I do hope that you enjoyed it. Yeah, a little all over the place. Not a lot of outdoor or out and about kind of stuff. I'm hoping once the summer hits that will be a bit better. You know, maybe I will take a few wanders down to the lake and show you guys, because I mean, really, I live right on the shore of Lake Ontario, and there are some beautiful parks and areas to go walking, and you know, maybe I'll do that this summer while listening to an audiobook or something, but we shall see. But anyway, guys, I will talk to you in my next video. Take care and happy reading, everybody. Bye. So here is what I'm looking at. Not too terribly interesting. Through the trees is the lake. Again, it's really hard to see because the sky and the lake are pretty much the same color, and ignore all the trucks driving by. But like I said, as you can see there's a little park, And over this way a little bit, there's a parking area. Ignore the front windshield of my vehicle. But yeah, it's a nice little area. I'll have to come back here in the summertime. Hopefully Garrett will get the job, and you know, maybe one day when I'm picking him up from work or something like that, I will do that. But anyway, that's it. Talk to you guys later. Bye.